Quick note, too, on Allen Robinson. Article came out recently saying why Ryan Poles may actually try to keep Allen Robinson from sports mockery. They talked about essentially how Poles back in 2010 was with the Chiefs, and Dwayne Bowe, whom many of you might remember, great wide receiver. In Robinson's situation, they actually tagged him and his performance dropped off. Not the point about that, but they tagged Dwayne Bowe and kept him. Many of you know I've always supported, I've always been a fan, and I've always enjoyed and respected the effort and the numbers that Allen Robinson has put up. I've said a number of times, and I'll still say this, I think it's best for him to leave, not because of anything other than he should go to a team that appreciates him. Should go to a team that wants to win something. That said, it's important to note the Bears have a whole new regime. No more Matt Nagy, no more Ryan Pace, no more games and shenanigans on the field when it comes to how to use Allen Robinson. If Matt Eberflus or Luke Getsy, too, could guarantee that things will be like 2018, 2019, then I don't see why you shouldn't at least try to bring him back. Fan base may not like him. That could be a problem. But if you could get Allen Robinson for a cheaper deal, maybe not the franchise tag, but something a little bit cheaper if his market doesn't materialize, I think that'd be a great fit. If Allen Robinson's used in this offense, he can be what he was to Mitch Trubisky in 2018, a bailout wide receiver for Justin Fields. Don't have to go far, don't have to look to the draft or other free agents. You could still bring in somebody else to help ease the load. Then you'll have 2 or 3 really good wide receivers, Robinson, Mooney, somebody else. All I'm saying is, I'm not crazy for suggesting it. It would not be a bad idea at all to keep Robinson in some sort of capacity and use him as your de facto number 1, bring in a number 2, make Mooney a number 3-ish, have all 3 of them be on offense to help out Justin Fields. I think it'd be a great idea. But it's all contingent on, well, a number of things. Number 1, do the finances add up? Number 2, can there be a guarantee to Robinson that he won't be sabotaged or screwed like he was last year? Will he be a bigger part of this offense again? And those are questions that I can't answer. That's going to have to be on the Bears and the front office to communicate that to him and his camp. But it's worth noting that there's a chance to bring him back. I know it seems so far-fetched. To me, it did a couple of weeks ago, it did. But now as you really look at this situation, when you look at Ryan Poles and what he said publicly, when you look at Allen Robinson and his real problem with the Bears, it doesn't really stem from the team itself or players, more so than the old head coach, the old GM. I don't think it's impossible. I don't know how many people feel about that public sentiment, but I'll say this. I'd love a team with Robinson, Mooney, and a legitimate WR3 or WR2. Put them all 3 together. They'd help out Justin Fields immensely. And we wouldn't have to talk about wide receiving problems for the Bears anymore. That'd be another thing checked off the list. Draft a wide receiver, even. Draft somebody, keep Robinson, keep Mooney. You got yourself a great 1-2-3 combo for Justin Fields. It's not a bad idea. And I'm sure as free agency kicks off and gets going, we could hear more of these rumors. I'll report all of them. I don't think it's stupid to at least entertain the idea. If Robinson is willing to accept a new regime and hope for something better than what happened to him last year, if they could communicate with him and tell him, hey, it won't be like last year, and give him a fair contract, I don't see why it's a horrible idea. I really don't. I think it'd be a great idea for Justin Fields' sake, and especially based on what Ryan Poles said. Rookie quarterbacks need a bailout wide receiver. And when you think about all the quarterbacks, even from last year, Trevor Lawrence didn't have that. Zach Wilson didn't have that. Justin Fields really didn't have that. Maybe Darnell Mooney can make the case, but that's pretty much it. Didn't have Robinson, really. Even Mac Jones, to an extent, didn't really have that. Now, it's different in New England. They don't really care about wide receiving help, but had some running backs to throw to. Not the point, though. The point is, every quarterback needs a bailout guy. Look at even Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler had Matt Forte. That's not even a young quarterback. That's a veteran. Needed somebody to bail him out. If you can't have anybody to trust 100% like Cutler and Forte, that was a great connection, you're not going to be successful. Matt Forte had 101 catches in a season. Jay Cutler threw the ball to his running back 101 times. No complaints. Fine, do it. Trusted each other, worked together, did great together. Justin Fields needs some sort of connection. Mitch Trubisky had that. Mitch Trubisky, Allen Robinson, 100-plus catches. Mitch Trubisky threw the ball to Allen Robinson 100-plus times. 2018, 2019, and then 2020, Robinson still had a lot of catches. If you're a quarterback, you need somebody to bail you out. That is 100% correct from Ryan Poles, and a smart observation. So the Bears should really consider doing the same for Justin Fields, and Allen Robinson could be a great candidate. Thanks for watching today's show here on BPOD TV, channel 59.3 in Roku. Really appreciate the time. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports and on Facebook at Jon Zaghloul. If you want to watch more of this show, search up Sports Talk Chicago on YouTube or go to sportstalkchicago.com. Make sure you tune in here every night at 10:30 right here on BPOD TV. So long, everyone.